Hi guys, this is Kara from Goddess to Goodness, and so I'm just doing a quick message here about the energies we're currently in. And so we just went into Scorpio season, like, I don't know, a couple of days ago, I think. And what I've been noticing and, like, the collective or general energy is that people's, it's like their darkness is like coming up. First of all, Scorpio energy is all about like what's in the shadows. It's about like the underworld and like being in the dark, like in the cave energy. Um, so what's being brought up here to me is um, Persephone and the energy of like the high priestess. It's about like getting to know like what's in the darkness in order so you can transmute it or change it. And so what's coming up for a lot of people right now is like all the feelings that they typically like push down, resentment or sadness, anger, um, disappointment, failure. And what I'm noticing is that depending on where it falls in your chart, we have a lot of people out there who are like kind of taking this stuff and as it arises for themselves, they're projecting it onto others. So depending on where it falls in your chart, you may be experiencing people either projecting it onto you or trying to trigger you or trying to, like cut you down or, take the wind out of your sails or diminish you in some way. And so the reason I'm just jumping on here is because if you're one of the other people who is um, uh, feeling feeling in that energy where the darkness is coming up very heavily for you and you're feeling triggered like you want to project it onto other people or want to um how can I say it, like where you're finding it hard to hold back. What I'm being shown here is whether no matter what side you're on, if you're the one that it's being projected onto or you're the one who's having a hard time not projecting it onto others, what I'm being shown here is either way, kind of sit with it for a minute because a lot of times we want to like dismiss things and just um wow, did you see that? We want to like dismiss it and again push it down into the darkness, into the recess, put it back into the cave. But what I'm being shown here is kind of acknowledge it, recognize it, and see like where either like if it's being projected onto you, how you're being triggered and why it's triggering you. And then if you are on the other hand projecting it onto others, sit with it and see like where that's coming from. And it's not about like analyzing yourself, it's just about having the compassion and making the space for yourself to be a human either way. And if you are the one projecting it onto others, it doesn't mean that you're a bad human and you should feel guilty over those feelings. But just by acknowledging it and recognizing what the feeling is, like, what is this feeling? Like, why do I feel like heavy or dark or emotional or like, why is this making me angry? And then therefore I want to take it out on others. And that anger is probably coming from something that your conscious mind isn't even really aware of. And in the same respect, if it's being projected onto you, then you may want to ask yourself, like, why, like, why is this either hurting my feelings or why does this person's opinion mean so much to me? Or like where is that desire or that need to be so affected by what somebody else thinks? Maybe ask yourself where it's coming from. And when we ask ourselves where, it's not about knowing the answer immediately, but what it is about is giving it the recognition, giving it the compassion to be a human being. And when we do that, we then create the space for it to then like clear itself out of our system, out of our energy, and out of our subconscious. But when we try to repress it or suppress it or hold it down or put it away or, you know, react instead of respond, we're actually giving these things much more power than they deserve to have over us. And now Scorpio energy is all about, it's all about like death and transformation. And so when I say death, it's the letting go of the things and thought patterns and beliefs that we've always held that like are no longer serving our highest good or our growth or our development or progression. And so the really, really wonderful thing about Scorpio energy is, yes, it is about the death or the darkness energy, the void, but it's also about that fire and that creation and that passion. All right. So long story short, the point is be compassionate with yourself. That'll allow you to be compassionate with other people. And it'll also give you the space and awareness that, hey, if you're feeling some type of way or going through something, then maybe other people are too. And it's about, again, like giving and allowing the space for everybody to just kind of deal with it like on their own. Don't take it personal. And yeah, again, just have compassion with yourself. Feelings are just energy in motion. So it's about releasing stuck energy and things that don't belong to you anymore. All right. Well, I hope this helps, guys. All my love, and, be gentle with yourselves. All right. Have a great night.